We've picked the 10 best shiny Pokémon from Pokémon Sword and Shield to really highlight the greatness that shiny Pokémon can be after the many years of continual color changes. We've been led on a journey to a new generation of much higher quality shiny versions than just a simple Instagram filter. Yes, sepia tone is a good one. But from some inverted colors, all the way to completely new forms, shiny Pokémon have evolved over time in every generation. We'll be coupling this with a top 10 worst shiny Pokémon from Generation 8 as well, to allow you to analyze all the criteria and decide which shiny Pokémon you think would fit in each video. So if you'd like to stick around and check those out, they'll be just around the corner with many more to come. Also let me know which Gen 8 shiny Pokémon is your favorite and why. Well, let's begin. Welcome everyone to the top 10 best shiny Pokémon in Pokémon Sword and Shield. Number 10. Nickens. I thought it'd be fun to start this countdown and choose a sleek silver fox to highlight a lot of really gracious looking designs shinies bring to us. It's a really good Pokemon to lead in with, as you can see it even highlights the kit as the sly looking Pokemon it is. It reminds you a lot of shiny Ninetales, making them both amazing shiny foxes. It's definitely a simple yet well executed shiny that anyone will be happy to catch, and even gives a nicely decent upgrade to the redeeming look the kit already has. Number 9. Mr. Rime. Mr. Rime honestly has a pretty neat shiny Pokemon version. It has that sort of black and white cartoon feel like those levels in Kingdom Hearts where you fight Pete in the 50s with worker oppression and carbon monoxide. It's very rustic and gives me this Charlie Chaplin feel, which is a good time period to fit the rhyming clown in as he skates on by through the UK. I can't completely pinpoint it, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one that sees this, but it feels like there's a looming sepia tone over this Pokemon with the somewhat slight radiating golden color just subtly meshed in. All in all, Mr. Rime Shiny pulls off a subtle tone of color to show that some shiny Pokemon don't need to go too over the top to impress a lot of people and just bring out a nice solid line between really interesting minor changes versus barely noticing that's been changed at all. And Mr. Rime falls well into that category of a small yet interesting change with its newly toned look as it tap dances away. Number 8. Wooloo. This was the first shiny Pokemon in Generation 8 that I managed to hear about, as many people would mention how it becomes a tiny cute black sheep. I'm also almost certain this is the Pokemon that people are shiny hunting the most in Generation 8. It was also a pretty common guess for its shiny upon the release of Wooloo, and it's a treat to see them consider it as a color scheme they want to go for. Although it is just a simple color swap to black, I think it's heavily carried by the implied reference and slides on by into this list as a proper shiny Pokemon to consider as one of the best. It's definitely a contender, and I know it's a lot of people's favorite shiny with how many times it's mentioned and posted, so with Wooloo being one of the most popular animal Pokemon from Generation 8, its shiny version manages to deliver as well. Also, it's definitely super fitting that there's a black sheep in these games specifically. Sword and Shield, you did it again. Number 7. Applin. I mean, the Granny Smith Apple Edition really takes the whole pie for a ride, as it's a clever shiny Pokemon to have. It translates throughout the whole evolution to Flapple and Appleton, and is a great way to make a green shiny Pokemon. I know that green shiny Pokemon haven't always been the best, and I mean maybe it's still not the best because you don't like Granny Smith apples, but you're not eating these guys, so at this point it's just emotional taste testing, and that's going too far. Do the shiny Applins actually taste different from the regular ones? Oh no, now I'm doing it. The green apple jumps even further into the shiny Gigantamax version of whichever Applin evolution you decide to go with, and has so many animations with it jumping back into its apple to show off its full green apple look. It even looks baked in this design with the radiating colors emanating off it. This is a really great shiny Pokemon as it reaches the heights of a small in-game Easter egg like the little black sheep reference to the games themselves. So the idea of this shiny color scheme is heavily rewarded for the thought put into it. Number 6. Eternatus. The biggest like of mine with Eternatus' shiny is just the thought behind this being a possible color they might have had in mind for the regular form. It may just be a bit more purple, but it really looks as though the thought was considered to enhance the poison status of Eternatus with a more purple finish. I do like that it became a shiny, with the regular form being as it is, but in contrast, the pink and purple mixed together just makes for a shiny Pokemon that doesn't follow the trend of poorly pinked out Pokemon and actually uses the colors effectively in accordance with its typing. Honestly, you could swap the colors on its regular form and its shiny form, and it would be a definitely well-designed Pokemon either way. Speaking of that, let me know which color scheme you think would be better as the original form, as I'm somewhat leaning to the shiny version just fitting this poison dragon so perfectly. Choose your hashtag with hashtag Eternatus Blue or hashtag Eternatus Purple with a little bit of pink to suit. Number 5. Dreadnought. Choodle is a cute Pokemon that shiny is also a major plus. As you all know, I don't typically enjoy green shiny Pokemon, however this little common turtle looks rather nice in it. The reason I put Dreadnought on here over Choodle, however, is mainly because of the slight Bowser reference it's giving off. Either that or it's referencing King Rammus, which is a reference to Bowser, so we're referencing while we reference, and I'm okay either way. It gets a higher marking on this list just for being a green shiny Pokemon, because I'm so used to the green shinies like Machamp and Ursaring where they look rather sickly, while Dreadnought ends up keeping his health up. They did, however, fix Machamp's shiny version in his Gigantamax form, so that's a plus for him too. Also, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a darker green colorization like this, so it's even more points added for our Rocky Turtle just reaching a new high score. The added Gigantamax form as a shiny even brings some further love to Dreadnought, as you can really see the amount of amazingly over-the-top look it's given. You can almost feel the texture just coming off this turtle, where the dark green on Dreadnought makes it look super realistic and high definition like pictures of tortoises where their necks are just all bumpy, or like the skin of an alligator, but in a Pokemon game. Number 4. Galarian Rapidash. Shiny Galarian Rapidash gets an insane amount of points for just being the color scheme that they should have used. I think it's so significantly better that if it was the original color for our Fairy Unicorn pal, there wouldn't be as much of a divide on the Pokemon, and it would be more loved. I don't think there's too much hate here for Galarian Rapidash, although I have seen a little bit. But it might just be a higher expectation from the flaming horse we're used to. This shiny just fits the fairy aspect so well, and makes Rapidash even better in every way. It's more rare, looks better, probably flosses its horn properly. It's all around just a huge bonus for catching it as a shiny Pokemon. I'm really happy to see how good this shiny Pokemon came out to be, because with how Galarian Rapidash's overall feel looked to be designed with many different colors in mind to really highlight a new form for this old school Pokemon, it was one of the Pokemon whose shiny version I was looking forward to see the most. I really had some high expectations for this shiny Pokemon, and while I do agree the original look of Galarian Rapidash might not be on par with expectations, seeing as Galarian Ponyta was met with such high praise, looking much more promising and fluffed up compared to its evolution, the shiny version of Galarian Rapidash brings a real charm that this Pokemon was somewhat missing in its original form, and is a great overall shiny version in this generation. Number 3. For this section, I decided to only choose one Pokemon between the two legendaries in Zacian and Zamazenta. Hey look, another pink shiny Pokemon I like with Zamazenta. We're really growing here. However, I had to give the edge to Zacian and solidify it as the number 1 legendary shiny Pokemon in Generation 8, as its slender, radiating light blue looks and gives it that booming grace of being the love child of the mysterious Suicune with the gracious Articuno to give it some of that beautiful finesse. It just has that royal dog look to it with a very simple change in color. Both of Zacian's forms are definitely cool. The wings add to its graceful look, and the origin form has a more humble approach. Both are just great in their own ways, so I'm glad to see the overall quality of shiny Pokemon being raised in this generation. Pokemon Sword and Shield definitely manages to bring a new level to shiny Pokemon, with even the box art Pokemon stepping up to the plate, and I'm happy to see the progression. Number 2. Obstagoon. We got the green shiny Pokemon, now we have the pink shiny Pokemon that manages to spark new waves of conversation and how well integrated it is. Okay, well maybe it's not as pink as I thought, but the pink argument still goes into play with how overbearing they can make it from time to time on pink shiny Pokemon. But with how many are in the top part of this list, you can see the progression getting better. Obstagoon, however, takes the color and splashes in some complementary blue to add an even coating of color and confidence. Obstagoon already has that crazy look to it, but now with the change up to black and white, you get this superstar in his multicolored jacket. Just a prime Pokemon in my books, with how silly and over the top this Pokemon is in every aspect of its design, including its shiny form. Obstagoon in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. Number 1. Corviknight. Alright, Corviknight has to be one of my favorite shiny versions of any Pokemon ever. I mean, Corviknight's metallic change is such a huge added incentive to catch this Pokemon as a shiny that it flies to new heights. The typical sleek silver look already applies to this dude, but the Fortress of Steel around its body and glaring frozen scary face it maintains is amplified with this change. It really makes you feel like you're in the medieval times, at the ripe old year of 1999 when I went there as a kid and the Green Knight won. The Blackbeard is a small detail but a nice touch, and the red eyes just make it look like a bird Terminator. This is definitely a huge shout out to Black Metal Dragon. Just such a good shiny Pokemon, and such a reward if you start out with the Rookie D to live through every evolution as they get better and better with every form. Even going further into its Gigantamax form is a must-see, as it's given some really illuminating golden highlights under its wings. It gives off a nice legendary Zapdos look with the black and yellow coming out in a really nice fashion. I think this has to be not only one of the best shiny Pokemon in Generation 8, but also the best Gigantamax form shiny, and the colors are just so well added to every Pokemon in the Corviknight family. Thanks for tuning in, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow us for more Pokemon adventures. Definitely was a blast to take in all these new shiny Pokemon, and I hope you're all having a great time whether you're playing through regularly or shiny hunting. Unless shiny hunting is regular, then, well, hope you enjoyed this video and let me know your favorite shiny Pokemon in the comments below. Until next time, see you then.